That guy.
Yeah,
It's
definitely
that
is.
Norway.
Definitely is. Now we go Harrier versus Armani. We've seen both of them play today already. So one thing is the stats, but based on what we've seen so far today, here, CG, what are your thoughts coming into this one? Who do you have your eyes on?
I'm definitely slightly favoring Harrier from the stats, although this is going to be his third match in a row today. So maybe he's feeling a bit of the pressure, the exhaustion a little bit.
Maybe.
Mental game. Armani.
As you can see, Armani, off of that win in the previous one, has come up the leaderboard by a bit. And honestly, been one win here would send him up 6 spots on the leaderboard. So that'd be huge for him. And he still played 6 matches less than Harrier as well. So Armani far from out, of course. Keep in mind, these guys are all fighting for top 12 placements. That would net them a spot for the World Cup. But of course, a lot more GeoGuessr to be played. Still 10 more weeks left to play, so you can't get too hunkered down on the one individual game. There's a lot of matches to be played.
Yeah, definitely the case. And as you pointed out, with Armani being 6 matches behind Harrier, if you extrapolate out his numbers with 6 more matches, I think he'd be right up there with Harrier. So these guys are really evenly matched. Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
Definitely. We get ready for this next match. Coming up in just a short moment. I mean, Harrier, of course, took on Lenley, was able to best him in that game. And Armani, able to, I think, maybe surprisingly to most, able to take out Captain. I mean, Captain was currently sat in 10th place overall. So both of them coming in to this one with wins against good opponents already. And whoa, we barely even get to the intro of the game. Armani's already there. Putting the pedal to the metal right from the start.
Harrier's gonna join him right there, so they've definitely seen something we didn't. My goodness.
Might just have, and well, should have been a bit further towards the... Are we actually in Brunei? No, it's got to be on the border, right?
No, yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't recall
Close,
having
though.
ever seen any in Brunei.
No coverage there yet.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe someone's standing there on the border with a camera looking the opposite direction. I'm not quite sure. But Armani is going from Brunei, or close there too, to the Achievers Baptist Church. What a great place to be.
And yeah, we are going to be in Nigeria. If the police follow car. Classic tell. Armani locked in kind of north. I can see that with the foliage. It would make sense.
Let's see now. This one's going to be his or not. It's going to go towards the northeastern part of Nigeria. Harrier following suit. And they're both going to be, well, if not exactly close to one another, then close there too. At least 100 damage done. Armani staying afloat here, coming in to round number 3.
Different part of Africa this time. Going to be in South Africa. And a lot of info on that landfill sign for Harrier. What does it say there? Kwezi.
We've got here a lot of info available on that sign. Armani hasn't found the same one. All he knows is there's an orange grove if you go further towards the east. Not exactly useful information, so he's going to default into Johannesburg. We'll see if it's going to get the better hand of it, but nope, not quite to be. Simply did not find the intel that Harrier was able to, and that's a big amount of damage coming through in round 3.
Yeah, Harrier got that great sign. Got the good region guess in.
Romania?
Back in Romania.
Once again, I mean, a lot of Romania in play here today.
Yeah.
It's going to be another one.
When I was on 2 weeks ago, we got tons of Romania too. Maybe it's my curse or something.
That's what it is. That is what it is. Harrier, a bit further towards the south, but it's going to be Armani. Despite getting a guess in less than a second and a half, he's still going to be almost on top, just 22 kilometers out. You love it when you get one of those hedges and just like a quick plonk, and you kind of just want to move out, want to move on with it, but then you go, wait, I actually won the round 2. Oh, nice.
Always nice.
Back to South Africa. I feel like we're jumping back and forth between the same 3 or 4 countries right now. Oh, a lot of info there on that one for Harrier.
Oh yeah, really good sign. What's it say there? Yeah, Bombela's a big city there. He's right by it. He's got
Go
so
further
many
up the road,
roads.
Armani. Go further. There you go. Now they both have it.
Nice.
Actually, no, it's not the same one, but still, I mean, plenty of info to be had from both.
Yeah. Now, it's a matter of finding the roads. It's a lot of info to parse there.
So obviously, I mean, you have a lot of professional player knowledge as well. When you get this much information and it's this close to your original starting point, would you rather try and not necessarily line up a 5K, but get really close to the exact location, or get a quick guess in, hoping that like trying to make sure your opponent doesn't get the same info?
Yeah, I think in this kind of round, I would try to get the exact 5K, because you would have to assume your opponent also has that same sign, and they're going to know the area, so...
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's worth the extra time to get the 5K, or almost. Ooh.
It was worth 12 points to try and get it at least. Not the exact 5K, yet another full 999. But, Harrier is going to stay ahead. And this one still 1,400 points up on Armani as we go into yet another very desolate place.
Yeah, this one... Wow. Should be... Harrier's looking at... Interesting, he's thinking Bolivia. I thought this was North Chile. They clearly know something I don't here.
Maybe.
The same place.
Oh, within and around, yeah, exactly the same location. It's actually going to be Harrier closer once again. Armani up to go for one of the bigger streets, and it's going to hit or hurt him because of it. Now down to 2,600. We'll have to try and reset here. Try and see if we can figure out this next one. Round number 7. A lot of info available once again.
Looks like we're back in Brazil. And here you got an area code there. He's going to Florianopolis, which makes sense.
Out to the east.
Now he's trying to see billboards, any other info, narrow it down a bit.
What's the best info you can get here of your Armani right now? Like, you're still going down the street with 8 seconds left to play. What are you hoping to find?
I think if he hasn't seen the area code, which
now he did
right
47.
there, 47.
Yep.
There we go.
Still, though, not quite in the same city, the two of them. And it's actually going to be a bit further north to Armani again. I mean, despite being very quick on the actual guessing itself, you know, just kind of quick flick into the second biggest city in the state, still able to come out victorious.
Yeah, and I think he was pinging the right city at the end there. Like, he knew. It was too slow. That little bit too slow.
Last moment readjustment didn't come through. So now, one urban location into another. We're getting a bit of, quite a bit of urban locales today.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be. And urban is always so interesting because there's so much information. It's a whirlwind of trying to figure it out, parse it all.
That's the issue, right? Sometimes it can become kind of an info overload where you have so many signs to look at that you kind of forget to, well, yeah, scan for the actual location.
Yeah, Armani's got a really good one there with Salinas on it. City on coastal Ecuador.
Ooh, do you get
Harrier will know it's Ecuador.
You get
Does he
Ecuador.
know it's Salinas?
Not sure he does.
Ooh.
This could be big, 4.5 times multiply. He is ahead right now, but that's not going to stay the case. As Armani, able to get this one, will get 1,700 damage done and now surpass Harrier coming into round number 9.
It couldn't be much closer at this point. Both have lost a lot of health. Here we go.
Quickly looks towards Germany. Got a sign up there. Hospital or something along those lines. Museum as well. Armani likes the south. What are you thinking here?
Yes, South Germany seems pretty good with this kind of architecture. Harry's gonna join him in Bavaria.
Yeah. Both down around there on the northern side of Munich. We'll see who's going to get the upper hand in this one. Again, I mean, this is going to be a huge round for both of them because we are going to go into round 10. But who's going to come into it with the lead? It's going to be Armani up by 900 points. And now it's when Harrier wants something big. Can't go small country on this one.
This is going to be interesting. It's Indonesia, I think. And
wow.
As we know, big country.
Yep.
Armani's locked in, middle of Java.
Oh, wow. He's trying to just put pressure on. He wants Harrier to make a mistake. He doesn't want to give him a chance to go out and get proper info. Armani goes with his vibe. We saw him do it in the previous game, which ended up with him beating Captain, and now he wants to do it here once more. They're close to one another. Who's gonna get it? It's gonna be Harrier closer, but it's gonna be close enough to get the win off of it. Yes, it will be.
Wow.
Harrier in round 10 stays calm and turns it around.
That is quite impressive. Yeah, when it comes down to just Java, which side of Java is correct? My goodness, Harrier takes the win.
And that's why you never wanted to, I never want to let it come down to that, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, they were both so good all the way through. Again, I mean, when you have both of them sat at above 4K coming into round 6, and then, of course, 2 big hits there in the last 2 rounds on both of them. But still, I mean, just playing incredibly. Both.
Now we head into the no moving rounds here, and we're in Japan.
It's funny because when you look, if you just looked like over the fields, look at the tractor. If you remove the poles and the street signs, I don't know that I would think Japan instantly.
Yeah. When you have the infrastructure gone, that's a good point.
With the with the pines and the fields there, I'm like, not very Japanese, but hey, good thing they do have the the roads themselves and the poles to work with.
Yeah, I like the Hokkaido guesses with this landscape. What it looks like this, basically flat agriculture, kind of north.
Yeah,
looking. Yeah.
There you go. Armani goes on the first one. Is North, I guess Hokkaido and Sweden on the same, what do you call it? Like horizontal, what do you call it?
Latitude?
Like, yeah.
I think Hokkaido is a decent bit more south, but
I was just thinking they had. I just couldn't help but think like it had kind of Swedish vibes to it. That location. I was thinking, maybe the foliage is somewhat similar there on the northern side of Japan as it is in parts of Sweden.
Yeah, similar-ish climates for sure.
Yeah, outside of the amount of cabbage. As we now go to Southside Brazil, at least according to Armani. We'll see if Harrier agrees. He is down and around there too, and a few readjustments later, he's gonna get in there and get hit as well. 600 damage done. Almost ties things up at just around 5,500. What do you get from the antenna on this one? That was the first that both of them looked at. Is that a very specific antenna?
In Russia, yeah, there's a bunch of really detailed antenna meta. Like, you can look at the way it's angled and, like, the amount of spirals on it. And you can region guess. And that round as well, like, Kaliningrad with the sort of fall foliage is pretty distinct.
There you go.
Yeah, antenna's always good to check in Russia.
Whenever I see both players instantly look at the same intel and instantly zoom in on the map as well, I'm like, okay, there is something very obvious here that I just don't know what is. Like, it's a meta-knowledge that is very specific that I just haven't learned yet. And I guess Russian antenna meta wasn't on the top of the list of things I wanted to learn to be able to cover the basics.
Yeah, yeah, that's a pretty advanced.
It's a little further down the list of levels that you have to go through.
Oh man, New Zealand here. Got some signs.
Yeah.
I like the very far south. Yeah, very far south. New Zealand gets flat and like very agricultural like this.
Very close game here. Both of them sat again. I mean, practically tied in points. Horse meta that we work with there in the distance. We'll see if Armani gets the better of it. They're practically on top of each other's locations as well. Should be minimal damage come through. It's going to be Armani closer, though. Once again, Armani, I mean, despite being a bit further down the leaderboard and even further down starting off the day today, he has been playing really well up against some pretty tough opponents.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to see from him for sure. There you go again, Harry. You're checking that antenna in Russia. First thing he's going to do.
You get the antenna, you also get the, like the car, like the very edge of the car color sometimes, no?
Yeah, that's another component, is like, yeah, not just the antenna, but like which car combination you have with it, and then you throw in the landscape and the season. There's so many layers to it.
And it all happens in milliseconds. That's the insane thing to me. I mean, give me an hour and I can probably figure stuff out, even in no move. But these guys, I mean, I mean, you too. I've seen you play. I've casted you play. Being able to do these things faster than people can blink is absolutely insane.
Yeah. Armani was way far east, but he moved a bit closer now. Wow.
Readjust. Not hands to the face. Not sure that he is too satisfied with his guess. Good thing for him that he readjusted though, because he's actually gonna end up closer than Harrier. Send him down to just 1,000. Harrier's smiling, going, "What? What? Huh? I'm not used to being that far away."
Yeah, that was a really interesting round, honestly. I saw what Harrier was thinking. I saw what Armani was thinking with the white car. You see that a lot far east. But that ended up being Max West.
Yes, sir.
Malaysia.
Northside Malaysia. At least that's where Harrier is looking. Armani kind of just hedging further towards the south, but it's going to be Harrier closer. He had the pole in the end there. I'm not sure if it had specific info. I'm not sure if you get antenna or pole info the same, you know, like the same way they do in Japan and whatnot. But he had the pole, looked in at it for a bit, and then instantly went up towards the Thai border. So maybe he knew something on that.
Yeah, there is a bit of Malaysian pole meta you can get. I imagine Harrier must have known something there, yeah.
Is Montana gonna be the end?
We had the Diamond Bollard, which you see Montana and South Dakota.
Well, they're in each their state. Armani's north tip. Harrier's down towards the south, and that could just be it. In fact, it will be Harrier able to 2-0 Armani, but honestly, I kind of feel bad for Armani, because yes, he 2-0s, and when you just look at that on paper, you go, ha, easy peasy, he gets himself to 3 points, but I really like to think that Armani put up an incredible fight in this game.
Yeah, he definitely did. We can't count out his guesses